Hello, today's daily reading comes from the Apocrypha. We are reading from the Book of Jasher, chapter 89, verses 28 through 54, and it reads as follows. And Joshua commanded afterward that they should slay the kings and cast them into the cave, and to put great stones at the mouth of the cave. And Joshua went afterward with all the people that were with him on that day to Makkedah, and he smote it with the edge of the sword, and he utterly destroyed the souls and all belonging to the city. And he did to the king and people thereof as he had done to Jericho. And he passed from there to Libnah, and he fought against it, and the Lord delivered it into his hand, and Joshua smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls thereof, and he did to it and to the king thereof as he had done to Jericho. And from there he passed on to Lachish to fight against it, and Horam, king of Gaza, went up to assist the men of Lachish, and Joshua smote him and his people until there was none left to him. And Joshua took Lachish and all the people thereof, and he did to it as he had done to Libnah. And Joshua passed from there to Eglon, and he took that also, and he smote it, and all the people thereof with the edge of the sword. And from there he passed to Hebron and fought against it and took it and utterly destroyed it. And he returned from there with all Israel to Debir and fought against it and smote it with the edge of the sword. And he destroyed every soul in it. He left none remaining. And he did it to the king thereof as he had done to Jericho. And Joshua smote all the kings of the Amorites from Kadesh Barnea to Azza. And he took their country at once, for the Lord had fought for Israel. And Joshua with all Israel came to the camp of Gilgal. When at that time Jabin, king of Chazor, heard that all that Joshua had done to the kings of the Amorites, Jabin sent to Jabat, king of Midian, and to Laban, king of Shimron, to Japal, king of Akshaphoth, and to all the kings of the Amorites, saying, Come quickly to us and help us, that we may smite the children of Israel before they come upon us, and do unto us as they have done to the kings of the Amorites. And all these kings hearkened to the words of Jabin, king of Jazor. And they went out with all their camps, 17 kings, and their people were as numerous as the sands of the seashore, together with horses and chariots innumerable. And they came and pitched together at the waters of Merom. And they were met together to fight against Israel. And the Lord said to Joshua, Fear them not, for tomorrow about this time I will deliver them up all slain before you. You will hough their horses and burn their chariots with fire. And Joshua with all the men of war came suddenly upon them and smote them, and they fell into the hands, for the Lord had delivered them into the hands of the children of Israel. So the children of Israel pursued all these kings with their camps and smote them until there was none left of them. And Joshua did to them as the Lord had spoken to him. And Joshua returned at the time to Jazor and smote it with the sword and destroyed every soul in it and burned it with fire. And from Shazar Joshua passed to Shimron and smote it and utterly destroyed it. From there he passed to Ashaph, and he did to it as he had done to Shimron. From there he passed to Adullam, and he smote all the people in it. And he did to Adullam as he had done to Ashaph and to Shimron, and he passed from them to all the cities of the kings which he had smitten, and he smote all the people that were left of them, and he utterly destroyed them. Only their booty and cattle, only the booty and cattle the Israelites took to themselves as prey, but every human being they smote. They suffered not a soul to live. As the Lord had commanded Moses, so did Joshua and all Israel. They failed not in anything. So Joshua and all the children of Israel smote the whole land of Canaan, as the Lord had commanded them, and smote their kings, being thirsty, and won kings. And the children of Israel took their whole country, besides the kingdoms of Sihon and Og, which are on the other side Jordan, of which Moses had smitten many cities. And Moses gave them to the Reubenites and to the Gadites and to half the tribe of Manasseh. And Joshua smote all the kings that were on this side of the Jordan to the west, and gave them for an inheritance to the 9 tribes and to the half tribe of Israel. For 5 years did Joshua carry on the war with these kings, and he gave their cities to the Israelites, and the land became tranquil from battle throughout the cities of the Amorites and the Canaanites. Amen.